Good morning, my name is Ravikant Khandelwal. I am from Mumbai, CRM Next Mumbai, and from SDG team. Today I'll be presenting a topic about space and time. So let us start with what is space and what is basically time. So by definition, space is a boundless three-dimensional extent which can extend from an X position to a Y position and which has objects and event occurring into it with a relative distance between them. Now let's see what do we mean by relative distance. Relative distance means there is an object which is at a position say A and there is another object at the position B. So if you want to find the distance of object B from A, then the B minus A distance is called as a relative distance. Okay, so then we move on with the definition of time. Now time is a measure of events which occur into the space which ranges its scale from past, present and future, which will be explained when we come across to time dilation. Okay, the whole concept of space and time started when an apple fell on Newton's head and he came to derive the theory of gravity. At that time, Newton thought that the space and time are actually real, but they are not genuine. That means that space exists, time do exist, but we cannot modulate those things according to our parametric needs. The second thing that he said was space and time cannot be affected by any event that occur into it or that have been occurred in the past or that may occur in the future. The third point which Newton covered was that the space is not flexible. It's a very rigid, complex structure that is present in the universe from past and will continue to be in the same shape in the future. When I talk about shape, it directly means that we can map the space into coordinate axes, but the coordinates will be the four-dimensional coordinates. This whole theory was considered to be true till 18th century when Albert Einstein was born and he came with an idea of theory of relativity. So what his points were that Newton said that the time was real. So he agreed upon that okay, time is real, but he added one more thing, that time is also genuine, that it can be changed or can be modulated according to our requirements. That is where time dilation comes into existence. He also made up a point that yes, space and time do get affected by the events occurring into them. And the last thing that he said was that space and time are flexible. That is, they are ever expanding, they can contrast into shape and they can be changed. That takes us to the point whether space is empty or how does it change its shape. So the whole space is made up of three components, that is atoms, dark matter and dark energy. Let's see what atoms are. Atoms are anything that we see around us which consists of only 4.9% of the whole space. Then we have dark matter. Now what dark matter consists of? They are mystical substances which we haven't discovered yet but are present into space. Since there are many asteroids and many creations and destructions that happen into space, so there are emission of a lot of elements into space which consist of this dark matter. And the concept of dark energy is a bit interesting because before a few years the whole concept of universe was such that after the Big Bang, the energy that was gained by the universe should have decreased in the course of time. So the expansion of universe should have limited itself after a certain amount of time. But surprisingly, the whole expansion is an ever increasing process. It is expanding at a very faster rate now, and to make the theories valid with what we have observed, we say that there is something called as a dark energy that is responsible for the increase in the expansion of the universe in all the directions. Later on, this was covered into a great theory which was presented by Albert Einstein, that is known as theory of relativity. Now the whole theory of relativity has been divided into two parts, that is called the special theory of relativity and the general theory of relativity. So first we'll see about special theory of relativity. Now the very important point in every aspect of universe is the light. Light is something that is considered to be a unit for any and every measurement of the objects present in the universe. So Albert Einstein said that the light speed is same for any observer present, either the observer is present at Earth or at Mars or maybe any other galaxy. He also said that the time must change with the speed of object, which means that if a person is moving at a greater speed, time must be different for that person. If the object is moving at a different speed, time must be different for that. If object stands still at a particular position, time must be different for that. This actually takes into reference a thing which we call as the reference frame. And the last but the most important thing that he showed in this theory was E equal to mc square, upon which most of our future weapons have been made up of. The basics of E equal to mc square is that a mass can be converted into a large amount of energy, which could lead to the destruction of heavier objects. The second part of this theory was general theory of relativity. A very good thing about science is you cannot just state your assumptions, you have to prove them in a mathematical format, and that is where this general theory of relativity comes into picture. Einstein, after showing us the special theory of relativity, took 11 more years to prove those things, and that's where he stated that gravitational is a curved structure in a space-time fabric. Now what does it mean? If we take a carpet and let's float it into an empty space, and if we have a large amount of mass which has been held at the middle center of that carpet, so what happens is the carpet will have a bulge at the center of the whole frame. That bulge or that heaviness which has been created by that mass in a space-time fabrical carpet is called as gravity. Is called as a gravitational field which has been created by that mass. That mass can be present at any point in the space. That mass can have multiple time durations. That means it may have been created at a particular time in the past, and if it has been destructed by now, it would have created a gravitational wave which would have been transforming itself in the space dimensions. The third thing that he showed was time dilation. Now time dilation is in accordance with this point where the time must change. It means that if an object is moving with the speed of light, time will become stand still for him. That is the concept of time traveling, where time is actually a measure of how the light has been traveling from a position X to a position Y. If a person is traveling with the speed of light, he is able to see what has happened in the past, that is the past light which was emitted by an object. He is able to see what is happening right now of the light that has been emitted by object. But if an object is moving with a speed that is faster than light, he may be able to see what may happen in the future. That is the basic concept of time travel which has been included into time dilation. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much.